Execution seems to always be where things break down. Todd, I'm going to ask you to stay to the stage for a second here, and I'm going to switch things over to probably Wes to get some commentary on that. But what happens when hospitals try to manage a whole bunch of vendors, 10 plus vendors to implement a solution? What's happening there?
I'm sorry, was that to me or to Wes?
Sorry, that's over to you, Todd, first, because you have a breath into a lot of partners to bring a solution out there. You touched on that a moment ago. I want you to expand on it a little bit because it's extremely important to make sure, like you said, have positive outcomes on solutions.
Yeah, you bet. These are complex solutions. There's a lot of moving parts. I mean, we've all heard that term herding cats, right? There's a lot. And to be able to understand and have that view of it, you've heard folks say it's not our first rodeo. You want a partner who can actually say, we've done this, we've been in there, we understand how to manage that partner ecosystem. We've got folks who are trained on it. We've got, program managers, project managers, we've got managed services teams. We've got the back end support mechanisms in place, and we've got the portals and all that type of stuff. So I think you really have to go in eyes wide open and make sure that you understand that, to your point, there are a lot of things that are moving in this type of environment. You want to reduce that sprawl as much as you can and simplify the complex, but there are a lot of things that you have to take into consideration. You've got the security element of that as well, so you got to make sure that's covered. So those are some things that come to mind, but I'm sure Wes can talk at it pretty deep as well. So
before I jump over to Wes, because John, I think the question there that Todd's bringing up is, why is CellHub positioned differently than any other traditional SI out there? Maybe a quick response there from you, please.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. First things first, we're all things network, regardless of whether that network is wireline, wireless, that wireless being Wi-Fi or cellular. We're a dedicated network shop. We happen to assert right at the moment that T-Mobile's 5G stack is the best stack to work with, and therefore we work with T-Mobile. But I want to be very clear. Our mission in life is to make sure that the right network is designed and it's best of breed, right? So that's fundamentally how we're very, very different. And Vineet actually came from a large Indian systems integrator for about 15 years. And when we decided to work together, it was that expertise that brought us together. But more importantly, it was the single-minded vision that we are best of breed from a network point of view, and making sure that organizations who adopt it in a cost-efficient way.
And Wes, how valuable is it from your point of view to reduce that vendor coordination from a CTO position within an organization?
Well, I'm going to answer that with a question and a 30-second story. A question. Would I get the best bowl of spaghetti if I got 20 of the best chefs in the world to make it together? Or if I explained my situation of what I wanted to somebody and they selected the best chef? Which one would I get the best results? And I think we could say common sense would say I'd go get that objective observer who knows all the best chefs, and they selected it for me. So I think that's why you have Cell Hub. And then I go on and do something else. Number two, I'm a high-risk programmaticist. So I go and I solve problems, failed programs, and I've seen many of them. When I worked for IBM, I got tons. Every failed project, except for one that I ever had one element that they all had in common, and that was way too many vendors competing and not coordinating with each other, and all bringing their secret sauce for everything to the project. And it turned out to be an uncoordinated, best of breed everything mess. And so what wins, best of breed or best of integration? I would say that what's best is what solves the problem that meets your requirements. And that takes a different approach, which is reducing the complexity, reducing the risk, honing in on the qualities that matter to you the most, And and typically you're not going to be the individual is not going to be the best one to do that. It's going and getting a series of trusted advisors, trusted partners that you bring to the table that know a lot about you, that have invested in you and you've invested in them. That ecosystem of capable carriers that have special knowledge of your company and know when to use their special sauce, or you rely on the other special sauces of other vendors, and select partners that they bring along with them to get the best result is key. So to put it in another way, it's being able to take your ego, put it in your back pocket, and be bought in for the mission accomplishment instead of seeing who gets to win the most on a particular project and realizing you're coming back in for the next one and the next one and the next one. To answer your question in short, it's too much risk if you don't consolidate, and you get less results. And in the long run, it's failed projects, less serving the customer and greater cost.